What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Former Insight Podcast with your host, Maddox, man. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get into this, man. I always hear that black women are the most unprotected, disrespected person in America. And I always say it's not true. It's actually children. So this story is going to show you and pinpoint an example of what happens, not mainly, but it happens far more often than you think. So these kids are being abused by their own mother. These kids were left in the house unattended from young ages, neglected and child abuse, feces everywhere. But matter of fact, enough of me talking. I'm going to respond after all this, but I might respond in between, but let's go.
Top story, a judge setting the bond at $250 million for the woman accused of abandoning her children in a Pontiac home.
This is a story we've been following since Sunday when we first found out about the heartbreaking investigation.
Kelly Marie Bryant facing a judge today, the 34-year-old appearing via Zoom in Pontiac's 50th District Court. The judge calling Bryant a danger to the community.
She is accused of leaving her 15-year-old son and her 12 and 13-year-old daughters alone since March of 2020. The children were discovered living in horrendous conditions. 7
News Detroit reporter Sarah Michaels listened in on that arraignment and is outside the home where that alleged abuse took place in Pontiac.
We have spent most of this afternoon outside of this home where 3 children were allegedly abandoned for nearly 5 years. We are told that they were living among mold, feces, and piles of trash up to 4 feet, 5 feet tall, some of which we just saw carried out a few moments ago.
Feces all over the place.
Soiled mattresses, moldy couches, dozens of pizza boxes, and trash, all being pulled out of this Pontiac home.
So to ask y'all again, who are the most unprotected person in America? Is it black women or is it children?
Almost a week after 3 children were discovered living here, it is alleged that 34-year-old Kelly Marie Bryant abandoned 3 of her children here back in 2020. A boy and 2 girls, now 15, 13, and 12. Presumably 10, 8, and 7 at the time of their abandonment. They were finally found Friday during a wellness check for Bryant. According to the Oakland County Sheriff's Department, Bryant would drop off food periodically and threaten the children to never leave or answer the door. For nearly 5 years, we're told that they had no hygiene products. With the door and windows now open, you can smell the filth inside this home from the sidewalk.
I find her a continued danger to the children.
Bryant is now in jail facing 3 counts of first-degree child abuse. In court Thursday, she was given a $250 million cash bond. The judge saying that she doesn't believe anyone knows where Bryant herself was truly living at the time of this abuse, and that Bryant should have no contact with her own children or anyone under the age of 18.
I'm concerned that she still may have contact with a family member from the jail with instructions to continue to engage in the fear tactics to forbid the children from cooperating with authorities.
The sheriff has told us that Bryant's 3 children have received treatment from Care House in Pontiac this week. Care House is an incredible local nonprofit that provides treatment for children who are victims of abuse. Stay with us because coming up in an hour at 6, we are taking you inside Care House. Reporting in Pontiac.
Let's call it what it is. This is insane. So she abandoned her kids around like 5 years. So if our teenagers are like 15, 14, that means take away 5, they'll be 10 in the ages of 9, like that, right? Just take 5 years removed from the age they gave y'all. So she basically was periodically just coming through, hey, y'all good? Be quiet. I'll be right back, and go somewhere else. Right? But these are the type of women that usually get primarily or custodial parental rights of the children. They even gave her a $250 million bail. We know for a fact she's not coming home, but let's just say it should be no bail at all. This woman should go straight to hell. Like, it shouldn't be like you have to die first and then go to hell. They should make an exception for humans to be straight on earth and straight to hell while they're alive. This is pure torture and fucked up. I'm sorry for cursing. I'm trying to stop cursing, but this is messed up, man. But let's look at the second part of that story.
Up until this point, many of us believe that the 3 children living in this home had no contact with anyone except for their mother for nearly 5 years. Well, today we learned that at least a handful of times they did call out to a neighbor. Was it just that one time?
Maybe 2 or 3 times.
A father himself, Jamar Johnson, tells me he felt the need to share that he heard the 3 kids abandoned in squalor in this Pontiac home. For 6 months, he has lived 2 doors down, and occasionally they yelled out their window to him.
Just, they say, hey, nice car. But, and I might wave back at them, but that's it. There's no way that I could have known that they were in a terrible situation.
Johnson says, how could he know that the room the children were calling from was stacked 4 feet high with...
Look at that. Look at this. How can someone live in inhumane conditions like this? Yo, it makes my heart break, man. I ask y'all once again, are black women the most unprotected person in America, neglected person in America, and disrespected person in America, or is it children?
Mold, feces, and trash. He says he never saw them outside, but he saw their mother, 34-year-old Kelly Marie Bryant.
She would be outside for hours and hours with a friend.
Johnson says Bryant was always in a car with a friend. He never saw her go inside, and he wonders, who was that friend? Did they know who Bryant was hiding?
She's from here, she's from there. We don't know where she resides.
So many have been wondering where Bryant herself lived while her children sat in isolation. Court documents show 2 addresses. At one of them, I talked to a woman who confirmed Bryant was living here. Were you guys living together? The house is about 6 minutes away from where Bryant's children were. The woman behind the door telling me that Bryant always told them the kids were with their dad. And
Hold on.
So 2 addresses. At one of them, I talked to a woman who confirmed Bryant was living here. Were you guys living together? The house is about 6 minutes away from where Bryant's children were. The woman behind the door telling me that Bryant always told them the kids were with their dad, and Bryant actually played with other people's kids. The 3 children, ages 15, 13, and 12, are currently staying with their maternal grandpa.
Hold on. So she was living 6 minutes away from her children with somebody else, and I have to question this. It's maybe suspect. Yes, it's possible that the neighbor could have been tricked in saying, yeah, they're with their father. That all could be true. What I'm saying is, why are you as an adult allowing a next adult to live at your crib when they so-called have their own crib? This is very... I'm sorry. If somebody is grown with their own crib, no, you cannot live with me if you have your own crib. I never see you with your children. That is a sign of red flags. We got to realize these red flags, man.
13 and 12 are currently staying with their maternal grandpa. Over the phone, their paternal grandpa, Samuel White, tells me he and the kids' father have been trying to see the kids for years.
But it just hurt because it's not the fact that she had to take them through that. Why would she do that and that wasn't the situation?
White says that he personally asked Bryant to bring the kids around. The answer was always no, begging the final question, and perhaps the biggest question, why would she do this?
How are you guys coping with that?
I mean, it's sickening because it was like we wasn't running from the situation. We always asked about them. They doing all right, but it's a lot of scar there. It's a lot of scars.
Bryant will be back in court March 4th for a probable cause conference. In Pontiac, Sarah Michaels, 7 News Detroit.
Put this fucking ladybug under the jail cell. Matter of fact, no, that's rude to call her a ladybug because ladybugs are nice. Put this roach under the jail. How can you have children, which is a blessing from God, and you treat them this way? They didn't even ask to be here. There are children living in their own feces and filth. And you probably outside over there, I ain't got no panties on, ain't got no panties on, I ain't got no panties on the damn floor. Giving the next dude head somewhere. Or backing it up on somebody else. Or try to live your best life. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life, what? In her case, live my life like it's wood with termites on it. These kids deserve better, man. And the fact that the grandfather didn't know. Now the grandfather got custody of the children. Well, temporary custody, I should say. Yo, man, this is wild, man. This is wild. So the question I have to ask, did the school reach out to the parents or did a wellness check? Because last time I checked, if the kids are out of school at a certain amount of time or even coming up to the school looking filthy with the same clothes on, they usually will go do a wellness check. So I think that if that's the case, then the school also dropped the ball on that. But I'm not really blaming the school primarily. I'm blaming the mother. The mother. The one who has sole custody of these children. I don't know if it's sole custody, but primary custody of these children. This is a wicked, wicked witch. Nah, fuck, I'm gonna say that. This is a fucking bald-head bitch. And I don't care if people get mad that I use the word bitch. This lady right here is fucked up. With that being said, man, I ask y'all the same question once again. Who are the most neglected, unprotected, disrespected person in America? Is it black women or is it children? Till next time, y'all. Later.